Imagine this for a moment. You're at the grocery store, and you see a little child waiting patiently in line. Their parent is busy, the line is long, and other kids around are fidgeting or complaining. But this child stands calmly, quietly holding their place, maybe even helping their parent with the basket. In that small moment, you witness something powerful: self-control. Now think about another scenario. You're at home after a long day, and your child really wants ice cream before dinner. Instead of throwing a tantrum, they sigh, smile, and say, "Okay, maybe after dinner then." That moment of restraint doesn't just happen by chance. It's the result of habits that have been planted, nurtured, and grown over time. And that's what we're talking about today. Because teaching kids self-control isn't just about stopping them from misbehaving. It's about giving them one of the greatest life tools they'll ever need. Self-control is what helps them focus in school, resist peer pressure, manage emotions, and grow into respectful, thoughtful adults. As parents, caregivers, or even teachers, we can sometimes underestimate the daily habits that slowly shape our children's ability to handle frustration, manage impulses, and make better decisions. It doesn't happen in a single lecture or a one-time punishment. It happens in the small, everyday things. So today, I want to share with you 10 daily habits that help children build self-control. These habits are not complicated, but they are powerful. And when practiced consistently, they can truly transform how children manage their emotions, their behavior, and even their relationships. Let's take this step by step. The first habit is teaching children to wait for small things. Waiting is one of the simplest and most effective ways to strengthen self-control. Think about it. Every time a child has to wait, whether it's for their snack, their turn in a game, or for your attention while you finish a task, they are exercising patience. For example, instead of immediately handing over a toy when they ask, you might say, "I'll give it to you in 5 minutes." That short delay helps them practice holding back impulses. Over time, waiting in small moments builds the capacity to wait in bigger, more important ones. The second habit is modeling calm behavior. Children don't just listen to what we say, they absorb what we do. If we lose our temper in traffic, slam doors when we're upset, or constantly rush with frustration, they're learning to do the same. But if they see us taking a deep breath, pausing before reacting, or handling stress with calmness, they copy that too. The best way to teach kids self-control is to demonstrate it in front of them. When they see calm modeled daily, they naturally imitate it. The third habit is setting clear routines. Children thrive on predictability. When they know what to expect, they're less likely to push boundaries. Routines around meals, homework, bedtime, and even play create a structure where kids don't have to fight against constant uncertainty. And within that structure, they learn discipline. Think about bedtime. A child who knows they brush their teeth, read a book, and then go to sleep at the same time each night learns to regulate their body and mind. Self-control grows in rhythm and routine. The fourth habit is encouraging problem solving instead of giving quick solutions. It's natural for us to want to jump in and fix things for our kids, tie their shoes when they're struggling, solve their fights with siblings, or finish their puzzles when they get frustrated. But when we step back and encourage them to work through the problem, even if it takes longer, we are building endurance. That endurance is part of self-control, the ability to stay with something, to think, and to resist the urge to give up too quickly. The fifth habit is teaching mindful breathing or pausing. This one is simple, yet it works wonders. A child who learns to stop, take a deep breath, and then continue is practicing emotional regulation. You might teach them, whenever you feel upset, just breathe in like you're smelling a flower, and breathe out like you're blowing out a candle. Small techniques like this give them a tool to manage their feelings in heated moments instead of being controlled by them. The sixth habit is giving them choices within limits. Self-control is not about taking away all freedom. It's about learning to manage freedom wisely. So instead of telling a child, "You must wear this shirt," you could say, "Would you like the blue one or the red one?" They still have control, but within safe boundaries. Over time, making small choices helps them practice decision-making, weighing options, and accepting the outcome of their choice. All important parts of self-control. The seventh habit is practicing gratitude. This may not seem directly connected to self-control, but it is. A grateful child learns to focus less on what they don't have and more on what they do have. That reduces impulse-driven behavior like constant complaining or wanting more. A simple daily ritual, like naming one thing they're thankful for before bed, helps shift their mindset and builds inner restraint against dissatisfaction. The eighth habit is teaching them the value of later. This is what psychologists call delayed gratification. The famous marshmallow test showed that kids who could wait for 2 marshmallows instead of grabbing one immediately ended up having better self-control in life. You can apply this at home with small things. For example, instead of giving dessert right away, say, "Dessert comes after dinner." Or instead of handing over the toy immediately, say, "You can have it after you finish cleaning up." Waiting for rewards teaches patience, and patience builds self-control. The ninth habit is setting age-appropriate responsibilities. Chores are not punishments, they are life lessons. A child who learns to make their bed, put away their toys, or help with dishes isn't just learning responsibility. They're learning self-control. Why? Because chores require consistency, discipline, and sometimes doing things they don't feel like doing. These moments shape character and strengthen willpower. And finally, the 10th habit is showing unconditional love alongside boundaries. Children need to know that rules and limits don't mean rejection. When we enforce boundaries calmly, but also reassure them that they are loved no matter what, kids learn to separate behavior from identity. They understand that I may need to control myself better, but I am still deeply loved. That safety gives them the courage to practice self-control without fear of losing affection. Now, when you look at these 10 habits, you'll notice something important. They're not grand or complicated. They're everyday moments: waiting, breathing, routines, chores, gratitude. But practiced consistently, these small habits build a child's inner strength. They help them pause when tempted, persevere when challenged, and choose respect when emotions run high. And here's the truth. Teaching kids self-control is also teaching them respect. Respect for themselves, because they learn to handle their emotions and make wise choices. Respect for others, because they learn patience, listening, and waiting. And respect for life, because they see that not everything comes instantly, and that's okay. If you've been listening and maybe thinking about your own child or even your own habits, remember this: self-control is not about perfection. Kids will still melt down, get impatient, or give in to impulses sometimes. That's normal. But every time they practice even a small act of waiting, breathing, or choosing, they're building lifelong strength. So take heart. You don't need to overhaul your entire parenting style overnight. Just start with one of these habits, maybe teaching waiting or introducing a gratitude ritual at night. With time, these daily seeds will grow into something beautiful. And as we wrap up, let me remind you, if this video spoke to you, if it gave you encouragement or ideas you can use at home, please take a moment to like this video, share it with a friend or family member who might benefit, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more conversations like this. Parenting is not easy, but you're not alone. Every small step you take toward teaching your child self-control is shaping a future adult who can thrive, love, and live with wisdom. So let's keep learning together, keep growing together, and keep giving our children the tools they need to shine. Until next time, take care, stay hopeful, and remember, little habits create big change.